So Solan, as defined by the creators, and they, what's her name? Mona Leo. She came out with that song, all the nine blacks doing the back, all the nine blacks doing the back. We did a little bit of background on that. We found out that she had a Nigerian manager, but we'll talk about that another time. I think it was Nigerian. I think it's Nigerian. Yeah, yeah. All right, let's proceed though. So it says right here, people who have been curious about the origin of the term Solan, aka Solan, or other terms people have used over the years is Soulaani, Soulaani, you know. And what it means is who created the term Solan, Solan, Soulaani, okay, is a frequency meaning Sol Amar Moroccan, okay? American, the two A's which stand for autochthonous Morocco or autochthonous American only. It has never meant African American. So everybody keeps saying, now me personally, I don't personally agree with the Morocco per se. I don't personally. I think people are gonna have issues with that. Not saying that certain things wasn't, here and there and things like that. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying like certain people are gonna have like an issue with it. I think just saying autochthonous American people would have been fine with that. But you know what I'm saying? Hey, but it has never meant African American. That's what it says. Never, never. You hear me? Never. So all y'all that keep talking about some Solami African American, it does not mean that. You can stop. Solon was created by its creators T. Roy Parks. All right, what do you say his name? Wallace, uh, Mayrock or something like that. Maroc. Dwayne Coleman. All right, is an ethnic designation rather than a nationality. It is not designated for black, melanated immigrants. That is not a flat, hold on, black number. Okay, scroll. Is used to describe the autochthonous formerly Black Americans of North America, USA. It can trace their lineage, right? Thereby the frequency in autochthonous roots to Morocco, all right? So he's saying they can trace their lineage, all right, here by frequency in autochthonous roots, okay? The term Solon pays homage to the deep sovereign cultural association between Black Americans and the soul and sun, symbolizing the soul people, our connection to the earth as spirit and sun as the soul flame. We are American by ethnicity, which makes us different from everyone else. Right? Who is Solon is used in order to establish who is specifically, right, defined under this norm. We do not descend from slavery. Slavery is a part of our history, not our identity. We recognize the transatlantic slave trade as part of our history as a lesson. All right. All this because some people say it's in reverse, things like that. Boom, bada bang. You took somebody from over here. Now I don't know if that's what they mean by that. I'm pretty sure that's what that meant. There's the flag. Soulani is a term that refers to the distinct culture, history, and knowledge of the Black Americans before and after colonization in America. That means we do recognize our pre-Columbian existence in America. You want to know what Solon means, plain and simple? What does it say? Not an immigrant. Solon is delineation. Now, me personally, I like to say disassociating, right? Not quite delineation, but we're disassociating, right? We never, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, all right. Solon is a sovereign ethnonym, not a regional label, not a tribe, but a field-based people carrying ancestral grid roles across Turtle Island. Okay, Turtle Island, inclusive of Mississippi mound builders, pre-Columbian Black Indians populations, Maroons, freedmen, FBA, etc. Right? We're not an ethnogenesis. What kind of FBA say ethnogenesis? We're not an ethnogenesis. I guess that's another discussion. You guys put how you feel about that inside the comment section. We're from the soil of this land that's completely unique to us. What does that say? They did not have an ethnogenesis. This is what Solon means. We are unique to this place over here. It does not recognize African as our identity because we are not African. We are not African. You cannot be born here and somehow be Solan. That's citizenship. Solan is an ethnicity, two different things. I be saying that on my live. I be saying stuff like that. You are not us. I be saying that to them. You know what I'm saying? You can't be us. You can't be born into our experience. That doesn't work like that. Like you can't be us. You're not the lineage. You know what I'm saying? And you no longer, you don't have ties to the history. You don't have ties to the history. All right. Born here and somehow be Solan. That's citizenship. All right. For the ones that didn't hear that. Two different things. This term distinguishes indigenous Black Americans who descended from slavery in the U.S. What does that say? This term, Solan, distinguishes indigenous Black Americans who descended from slavery in the USA. We were already here. Okay, that's what Solan means. Indigenous Black Americans. It does not mean African. It does not recognize we are not African. That's what it says. We are not African. All you keep saying, Solan means African American. When it says it does not recognize African. So you can cut that out. All right, you can cut that out. We were already here. Solan does not highlight any particular people we descend from. We are a complex admixed amalgamation. Because you got to think about it. It was a bunch of different ethnic groups, right? So, a whole bunch of different names and plans and good gracious. So I guess that's one of the creators right there. All right, we are American. How many times we got to say this? We are Americans. You found us here. Solan joins you like you. They knew we was over here. They had to have known. Come on now. They got to be covering that up. Solan joins other terms used to describe this group, such as African American, freeman, Black, all right, Afro American, mulatto. Now these are just things how people look at us socially. I'm assuming this is what this means, because it said they do not recognize African. All right, so I'm assuming this is saying like where people trying to be like, basically people be trying to be funny. You know what I'm saying? Like they be trying to be like, oh well, the African American over here, but it's like that's something used to deter people from how things are actually supposed to be, viewed. You know what I'm saying? Like that's exactly what they want to do. They want to detach people. They want to disassociate. They want to cause confusion. And I call them demons. All right. Or I'm gonna call them the devil. Right? The ones that be trying to use and weaponize confusion instead of just being clear. That's a problem. Foundational Black Americans, we wrote a book to instill more ethnic pride within Solan to represent a distinct cultural identity that is often generalized under the broader term Black. But what happens when we look at this community not just as a part of a monolithic racial category, but as a people with their own history, traditions, and contributions? Solan grace is not endless. Our forgiveness was never meant for those who mock the dead while dancing in their clothes. We are not a sanctuary for the ungrateful. I ain't either. All right. I'm not that way either. I just can't do that. Like, I listen. How is it righteous or how is it good to protect people? Well, to protect a lot or to allow people to do harm. How is that good? How are you good? In the 1980s, civil rights activist Reverend Jesse Jackson popularized the African American to promote Pan-Africanism among the diaspora. The idea was for Black Americans to realize that they belong to a larger group of other Black people worldwide. Some people pushed back against the term. Some felt there was little to no African replication between us. Others argued that it was confusing, as many didn't want to identify with double nationality. Can Africans or other foreign melanated people from places like Nigeria, Haiti, and Brazil be considered Solan, according to the creators? No. All right. How did the name Solan come about? The creators came together for an interview to explain the origin and history of the Solan. T-Roy, Maroc, and Midnight agree Solan was created in 2020 with just one A used to define Black Americans. With an infamous video T-Roy posted on TikTok, according to T-Roy, another A was added about a year later to mean autochthonous American, introduced by Dwayne, only to change it solely for the aesthetic purposes as an idea from Dwayne. Midnight, aka Midnight. As of September 2024, accounts of peers, including the creators, felt that the two A's needed a meaning and have since went back to claim autochthonous American. It has since grown to be recognizable staple of social controversy, especially on TikTok. You can find the interview streaming on all platforms. All right. For podcasts, follow the Solan. I think that's how you say his name. If I butchered it, whew, My bad. Um, why so long? We chose a widely recognized social ethnonym that doesn't include black in the title, aiming to avoid the layered meaning that the term black now holds today, not in the past, today, has become widely popularized as both an ethnic and racial identifier in the United States, primarily through its association with Black American culture and experiences. By selecting a term without black, we aim to maintain clarity and, I don't know why I did that, specificity, referring to a cultural and ethnic distinctions. All right. By ethnics and biracial so long. By ethnics and biracials with context. Could be so long and contextual. Not by mere harmonic frequency to the soil. Okay. Oh yeah, harmonic frequency to the soil. Okay, the soil does recognize all by ethnics and biracials. Not all match our frequency. And even if you do, by ethnics and biracial should never be elevated in leadership positions. And I personally, you know what? You guys put your personal opinions down in the comments. Me personally, I think that just observing through history, we should definitely watch out. We should definitely watch out. That's just what it is. We should definitely watch out. Just looking at history and how it went. We should definitely watch out for a lot because of the dual allegiance and their easy target prop from mimic YT supremacy infiltration. So that's funny. All right. What is the Solon flag? That's the flag right there. So let's think about it, man. Let's think about it. Okay, Solon flag. So here's the thing, right? For the ones that was so confused about what this was, right? What did what's her name that did that song, right? Because she made that song, right? And it started going all over TikTok. People saying they Solon, things like that. I want you guys to say how you feel inside the comment section to tell me if you think that this is good or if you feel like it's bad. Either or. Put your opinions because our people, need to talk. I would prefer do not be rude. All right. Do not be disrespectful. Give what you have to say. All right. Just give what you have to say. Okay. And I thank y'all for joining back with me, man. I know I've been gone. But guess what, buddy? Guess what? I'm back. Welcome back. All right. Let's wrap it up.